Colour of spring crosses the Derbyshire Dales, a cascade of walkers follows in tow. Bob spent years rambling between his home in Matlock and the Peaks, but longer journeys need particular planning.
The first thing I have to think of is where are we going to park? Where I'm going to park, say, 13, 14 cars, but if people can go on buses, it takes the problem of finding a start point out to a degree, and also it takes out the problems to locals.
13 million people visit the Peak District each year. Most come by car, sometimes clogging narrow roads. There are buses, but few along scattered routes. Spence runs the local pub in Starkholmes, opposite the bus stop. It's rare he'll see one go past.
It's every 2 hours, so it's not always feasible for people to fit whatever they're going out for in with that, whether they've got appointments or anything, because they've got big waits or whatever. But as regards tourism and businesses, it doesn't really help it much.
Of course, bigger towns like Chesterfield do get more buses, but it still needs flexible services to run on-demand routes.
This is one of the buses we use, so if Mrs Smith wants to go to the shops but she's in a wheelchair, then we can take out some seats, we can clamp her in the back, and this is the space we use for all the shopping. For some of our passengers, we know it's the only time they get out all week, so it's really essential that we can keep these type of services running and develop them to serve more people who have those needs.
The government's investing billions of pounds in public transport, pledging to make it cheaper and greener. Early figures show Derbyshire will get £47 million as part of the bus service improvement plan. It had hoped for twice as much, and like many councils, must lower aspirations. The council says that the funding will encourage passengers onto buses and cars off of roads, while helping its approach to climate change. But with 1 in 4 bus routes disappearing over the last decade, the Campaign for Better Transport says the government needs more ambition and more money. Norman's a former Lib Dem minister.
This is a case where number 10, the Prime Minister in particular, has to, or should be, pulling together different departments and getting a coordinated voice out of government. He's not doing that, and therefore the Department of Transport effectively is pursuing one policy and the Treasury a different one.
Passenger numbers are still shy of pre-pandemic levels. The return to traveller peaks won't be a short trip. Will Hollis for GB News in the East Midlands.